get things going right away by the magic of Zoom. I want to thank Betsy Pizana for joining us today. Betsy is the Assistant District Governor for District 5930 out of Brownsville, Texas. What happened to her? Did she disappear? Is she there? There you are. Very good. And Betsy, welcome to San Miguel. And we really appreciate you being here. She is one of the shakers and movers. Are you an attorney?
Yes. Yes, I was attorney in Mexico, but now I have to my own business here in Brownsville.
And quite an accomplished entrepreneur as well. So Betsy, thank you for joining us today. The stage is yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you. This is like to be in my own Rotary club. It's very fun. You are dynamic. You have energy. I like that. I very enjoy it. Also, we have the number 5 that to make fun in all that we do. So thank you, Nori, for remember me for this week. That's awesome. And yeah, I'm Betsy Pisana, and I will share a little more about me. Let me share my screen. Okay, perfect. So yes, I will talk about the woman in Rotary, but first, who I am, who is the lady who is right now in front of you this morning. So I was Rotaractor for 10 years in the District 4130. I was born in Monterrey, Nuevo León, Mexico. Right now, I am also a U.S. citizen. I was District Rotary representative in the same District 4130. And also, I was invited by the Rotary International President, Ray Smith, to be in the International Committee for Rotaract and Interact. So I served for 1 year in that committee, a great experience. And then I got married with a former Rotaractor, and I come to live to Brownsville, Texas. And since then, I am Rotarian of the Rotary Club of Brownsville Sunrise. I was past president. I was the president last year during the pandemic. And also I was a former district Interact and Rotaract chair in my district 5930. And I am the current district governor right now in this district. And also I am in charge of the webmaster and digital services here. So yes, I was a former attorney in Monterrey, Nuevo León, Mexico. But here in the United States, I was giving legal assistance to the undocumented minors that cross the border. But 2 years ago, I decided to change my life and to be an entrepreneur. And now I am the owner of 2 businesses. That one is Pink with Colors, it's a kids clothing. And the second is Pink Mouse Digital Services. And I help more people or adults who are owner of a small business and they want to have an introduction to the digital media, that they have a website and they don't know how to have one. So I help them. I offer my services to help them and to help them to grow up the business that they have. I'm married since almost 10 years with Carlos Gracia. Like I told you, he also was a Rotaractor. And I am a mom of my son, Giancarlo, who is 6 years old. He said that he is a Rotaractor, and I say, okay, pay your dues. And he is a future Rotarian. He always is in all the events and all activities. So he really enjoy Rotary. So here are some pictures of me in my Rotary life. Maybe one of the questions that you have is, how old is this lady? Okay, I look in my 20s, but I'm 37 years old. Okay, so the half of my life has been in Rotary, in this great organization. I really enjoy it in all the things that I have been doing. So I'm here with my family. We live in Brownsville, Texas, who is very close in the border and close to the South Padre Island. So if I cross the border, I'm here with Matamoros, Tamaulipas, who is part of the District 4130, this is Mexico. But I stay here in the United States to help my community and to work in the projects here. So I really enjoy to go to both districts. So well, about all talk, My fellow delegates, I would like to remind you that the world of 1989 is very different to the world of 1905. I sincerely believe that Rotary has to adapt itself to a changing world. These words were said by Frank J. Devlin, who was the Rotary International president in 2001. If you see these words and you make a reflection, maybe you can say now that the world now in 2021 is not the same than 1989, right? We are changing a lot in all these almost 30 years, right? So this is, I need to talk about a little about the timeline of the woman in Rotary to understand what is happening or what can we do. So this started the introduction of women in Rotary. For example, in 1950, we need to remember that Rotary was created just for men. And in 1950, that was the first time that a club in India requested to delete the word male from the standard Rotary Club constitution. And this requested the Council of Legislation in a Rotary convention. However, this was not approved. In 1972, more women began reaching higher position in their professions, and more clubs began lobbying for female members. And a U.S. Rotary Club proposed admitting women into Rotary at the 1972 Council of Legislation. And this happened because, for example, remember that Rotary created Interact and Rotaract Club in the 60s. And also we have the ex-participants of the Youth Exchange program. And more of that woman, they wanted to participate in Rotary, but Rotary didn't admit the woman. I have a member in my district who was a former participant in the Youth Exchange in the 70s. And she mentioned that she tried to be a member in a Rotary club, but they never was admitted, of course, because Rotary just admit males. And always she talked that she was not enough to be a member in a Rotary club. She didn't know that Rotary didn't admit women. So how difficult was for this woman that to be rejected about they cannot participate in an organization. So in 1977, the Rotary Club of Duarte, California admits women as members, but was a violation of the Rotary International Constitution and of course the standard Rotary Club Constitution. And because of this violation, the club's membership in Rotary International is terminated in 78. Of course, the club was restated years later, but Rotary decide, okay, you are not doing the good things, so we will terminate your club. And then start like a legal situation because for approx 3-5 years, the Duarte Club, they filed a lawsuit, and the California Superior Court rules in favor of Rotary about they don't need to make any changes. But the Club of Duarte decide to continue with this lawsuit, and this arrived onto the Supreme Court, U.S. Supreme Court, and was until 1989. That was the first meeting after the Supreme Court decision that the Council of Legislation votes to eliminate the requirement in the Rotary International Constitution. That was the first time that the membership in Rotary International changed that will not be limited to men, and women are welcome in Rotary clubs around the world. The first club that was formerly by women as a charter members was the Club Marine Sunrise in California. And the first president woman was Sylvia Whitlock of the Rotary Club of Duarte. Dr. Sylvia Whitlock still is a member in California, and still she gives talks sometimes about what happened in that time with more details. But it's very interesting that how many years happening after the first time that a Rotary Club promote to bring women in our organization. And since then, we have several changes because the first district governors were until 1995. We have the first 8 district governors around the world. And in 2020, was nominated the first woman for Rotary International president, that is Miss Jennifer E. Jones. So after 116 years of existence of this organization, is the first time that we will have a woman as a president here. So all these changes has become for many years. So for a year before that, Rotary Admit Women's, our membership women's was like 20,000 around the world, and right now represent the 277,000 women in July of 2020. This is just approximately 23% around the world. So still we are not the half of women here in our organization. So one of the top priorities of Rotary is growing and diversifying our membership to make sure that we reflect the communities that we serve, because we know that our capacity to increase our impact and expand our reach is larger when more people unite with us, which is why we value diversity, equity, and inclusion. And Rotary, remember, celebrates and welcomes the contributions of people of all backgrounds, regardless of their age, ethnicity, race, color, abilities, religion, socioeconomic status, culture, sex, sexual orientation, and gender identity. So, Admit Women in Rotary have principles and core values. Is to empower women to take action in creating lasting changes within themselves and in the communities. Our leadership, we have leadership in women because we are individuals who are leaders in our fields of work, and we believe in the importance of leadership and personal development of all of members. We have service because we are women of action, committed and passionate about changing lives in our communities through service. We believe that our service activities and programs bring about greater world understanding and peace. We have diversity because we believe in the object of Rotary that unifies all people internationally behind the ideal of service. We are diverse in vocations, age, ethnicity, and gender. We have fellowship because we are a global fellowship if individuals who believe that individual efforts focus on individual needs, but combined efforts serve humanity. The power of combined efforts and passion knows no limitations and multiplies resources and broadens our lives and perspectives. And we have relationships because relationships are about recognizing and celebrating our achievements. Through our sisterhood, we establish healthy, positive business relationships with colleagues, partners, associates, and any other entity that directly or indirectly contributes to the success of our fellowship. We foster friendships and valuable professional networks and treat others with respect. I want to talk about little about Rotaract because this is a good way to bring new members, women and young members to our clubs. Rotaract was created in 1968, like I mentioned it a few minutes ago. And this was a former program of Rotary International for young adults between 18 and 30 years old. But in 2019, the status was elevated. And this was a proposal from the past president of Rotary International, Barry Racine. And now Rotaract is a partner of Rotary and also can be considered a type of membership. Now, they don't have a limit of age. That's one of the changes. So Rotaractors can be from 18 years old until 40, 45 years. The more adequate is when they have certain age, they become to be Rotarians. But how can we do that? Well, in Rotary exists something that we call the dual membership. That means that a Rotaractor can be a member of a Rotaract of a Rotary Club at said time. The Rotaractor should pay membership dues in both clubs. And the Rotary Club can offer to members in this type of membership to pay less dues. For example, in my club, regular dues are $300 annually, but the dual membership members just paid $150 annually. And Rotaractors in dual membership are Rotarians too, and they count to your membership and can be a part of the board of directors or district positions. And this is, for example, when you invite young members to your club, and sometimes they say, oh, I cannot pay all the dues annually that the club requires. But if you give them this type of membership, like to be a Rotaractor, they can join your Rotary Club. And this is another opportunity that Rotary has given to the clubs to grow up the membership with young people and to have them and to recruit them. So consider to have a Rotary Club or to add this type of membership to your Rotary Club. I will give you some tips about how to bring women and young members to your club. And not only women and young members, also male members if you want to increase the membership there. Right now, this year with the President Shekhar Mehta, we have one of the initiatives that is called Each One, Bring One. That means that each member introduces one person to Rotary, and our membership can increase to 1.3 million by July 2022. That's one of the initiatives from our Rotary International president. And we think that of the impact we can have to grow more, do more. So more members will enable us to embark on bigger and bolder service projects. And each of us can also continue to serve in our own personal ways, responding to needs in our communities. So consider this for your upcoming meeting or upcoming activities, each one, bring one. Also consider create a Rotary Club or invite former Rotaractors to join your club. You can offer them reduction in the membership dues or to offer them a dual membership. Don't forget to use social media. Facebook still is the #1. I know that you have a Facebook page. I was seeing just you need to make the information about what are you doing in your days, what are you doing in your meetings, post pictures about your presentations, about all the activities, all the plans. Always share that information with the people, and they will be more interested about to know you and to be a part of your club. So don't forget, Facebook still is the #1. Make events and activities where women can communicate their dreams, goals, and how to grow together. This is one of the activities that my club does. We always have, we celebrate the birthdays of the women, or we celebrate the Day of the Woman, and we have this kind of meetings. I will be honest, in the first days, some members of my club were a little skeptic about this kind of reunions. They thought like we have meetings to talk about the men, and we say, no, we don't have meetings about to talk the men while we are drinking tea. Of course, we don't do that. This meetings is about to talk about our dreams, our goals, or projects, about to talk about health, about to talk themes that sometimes in public we cannot talk, but we really feel so confident and we have a strong group that we can invite more women to participate in our club and in all our activities. So now the men are very happy that we are continue doing these activities, and they are ask us to be participants too. So we help them, we let them to participate, like, hey, you can promote the activity, you can promote what we are doing, you can promote the membership, you can promote that the good things that we are doing, and all the skills that we have to create better projects in our community. So this is a great activity that right now we have in our club. Don't forget to make every meetings. You have it, you are doing right now, and you can get members from around the world. Don't forget to use your social media in Facebook and to post like, hey, we have every meetings, because more Rotarians can be interested to participate. More women who are working in their business or they are office schedule, they can participate in your club. Also, the young professionals, they can be a part of your club, attending these meetings, and can be your future members. So just you need to promote about what you are doing, because this is very, very important. You have every meetings, and this is a great every meetings. You have a great attendance. So now you can use that information to recruit the new members that are looking for a Rotary club that adapt to their schedule or the way that they are working right now in their lifestyles. And don't forget, of course, to promote the 4-way test. This is very important about when we teach about Rotary, and to practice in all the things that we are doing. And this is a little text about President Shekhar Mehta that he shared with all of us this year, and says that the biggest gift we are given is the power to touch a life, to change, to make a difference in the circle of life. If we can reach out with our hand, heart, and soul, the magic will start to happen as the wheel begins to roll. Let's turn the wheel together so all humanity thrives. We have the power and the magic to serve to change lives. So thank you so much for having me this morning. You can contact me on Facebook as Betsy Pisana, or on Instagram as Pisana Betsy, or you can, I can share my email with the skip if you need to contact me or to know more about Women in Rotary or about Rotaract or Interact, and or just to talk with me about projects, or just to have a new friend in Brownsville, you can contact me. And we are here, we are Rotarians. So thank you. I don't hear you, Skip, you're on mute.
About that. I think I'm unmuted now. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Good. Want to thank you for the presentation. It was very inspirational. Do any of our members have any questions for Betsy? Anybody?
I saw a question posted online, and I think that Betsy covered the question. It was ideas on how to bring more women to the club. You know, we are a 16-year-old club, and I'm very thankful personally, Betsy, because I'm very interested in helping this club grow the women's membership. So we appreciate all of the comments, and I took a lot of notes. And maybe you can send that presentation to Skip. It'll help us a lot.
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
I see in the question of David Bosman,
Yes.
he's asking about that are having trouble attracting women as members. Don't forget one step that you can take for to start is, for example, to identify the women who are leaders in your community. The women who are leaders where the club is established, you can contact them. For example, women who are in charge of organizations or bigger projects, women who they are held in bigger positions in relevant areas when the women are working or young professionals are working, and you can invite them to enjoy the Rotary Club, or you can make a private event to recruit new members and to give to tell them about what is the purpose of the meeting and what kind of projects would you like to continue doing in the community, and to get the interest of them to be a part of your club. I think you can start with that. Identify who are the women who are leaders there in your area. And then remember, one person bring another member. They always bring one, each one bring one. And when you have a new members, that give a refresh, and the people start to talk about, hey, I'm a Rotary Club, you can join it, and that person can invite a relative, a friend, and you can start to bring more women in your group.
Anybody else have any questions?
Yeah, I have a question. Betsy, how many women were in your club when you joined, and how many women are in your club now?
Okay, when I started my club 9 years ago, we were just 5 women, 5. And right now we are 20.
Wow.
Now, what suggestions do you have? Since we're a club in Mexico, we don't have the usual suspects, because most of the gringo women here are retired. Any suggestions on how to draw them in?
Well, for example, we are in the border. When I started, we have we say American woman. And when I arrived, I was very Mexican about like, hey, we need to make parties with more details, with more that things that the woman like it. Sometimes like hey, we want to have gifts in the Christmas party. We want to have what else? The pins more beautiful for the woman. That kind of little details that make a huge difference in my club, because the women were a little more interested about like, oh, we have something special for us. I feel so special to be in my Rotary Club when I come. And then we start to celebrate like all the women's achievements that we have in our club. Like if someone says, hey, I would like to make cookies in Christmas, okay, let's do it. We make cookies. But one time a woman says, hey, I would like to build a table. Let's do this. Let's learn together. And that was a different activities that we start to do. It's different because sometimes you say is the people is retired, but sometimes it's not just the status. We need to be a little more close in the relationship. If you say we have retiring women, you need to ask, hey, what would you like to do? What would you like to do in your life? Do you like to make cookies? Do you like to build a table, a chair? Would you like to teach someone? And when we are more close with our members about what they are, their dreams, their goals, we can start to make plans, you know? And in my club, never happened. Like, for example, to make cookies or tamales. And we start to do that because we start to bring more women and we say, okay, let's make cookies. I will be honest, I don't like to bake cookies. I'm not that kind of woman, but the women in my club enjoy it, and I'm really enjoy it too. And now more women are enjoying the activity, and I say, okay, that's fine. So we start to introduce that kind of difference, and that made the club so different and more attractive to start that, more fun.
Thank you, Betsy.
Good question, Gary. Thank you. Tom, did you have a question? Tom
Betsy, the Rotary admitting women in 1987, do you mention that when you're recruiting women? I mean, is it a negative, or should we celebrate it? Should we bring it up, or should we go ahead and say we have 23% women now? I mean, I'm just trying to understand how that history is. Is it a positive thing for recruitment, or is it a negative thing? We should just walk by it.
It's a positive thing. It's perspective. When I talk with my club was created, the Sunrise, the Brosville Sunrise was created in 1986. And they told me that when they start to admit the woman, some of the chart members said, oh, we have to admit woman. We didn't have another option. We have to do it because the Supreme Court told us that we need to do it. And I always tell them, and how do you think about that? Is good or is bad? And they say, oh, was good, was positive. And the reason is because the woman make a very difference. Yes, they have to bring another perspective about to make projects, about how to bring new members, about how to create the things in a different way. And we in Rotary, we never can see something in a negative way. Always we need to see in a positive way. We need it. We need to make changes. Many people right now see that it sees many changes about the gender, about discrimination around the world. And we see how is Rotary working with this. And we need to adapt to the changes. We need to understand that all of us, we grow up in different cultural, we have difference in cultural, in our education, but we need to adapt to the new changes because that is happening around the world. So we need to see in a positive way that we need to learn, we need to grow up together, and we are here just to serve to our communities. We are here to have, to give a better quality life to the people around the world.
Betsy, I want to thank you for joining us again today. We really appreciate you being here. And as a token of our appreciation, suitable for framing, and we will email this to you, we have this. The Rotary Midday Club, San Miguel de Allende, presents this certificate of appreciation to you for your presentation to our club today. A donation of 10 polio immunizations will be made in your honor to the End Polio Now campaign. And one final thought, why don't you talk your husband into moving down here to San Miguel de Allende and you can become president, okay?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's a great honor that donation that you will give in my name. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. That means a lot to me. And yes, I would like to be there, to be president and to live in a beautiful place. And of course, to join your Rotary Club. Thank you so much for this invitation, Skip.
All right, appreciate it, Betsy. Once again, thank you so much.